Good day, everybody, and welcome to the Ammunation. I hope you're all having a great night. I am here, as always, with the irascible Irving twin. How are you, sir?
You know me, living the dream.
That's
How
good.
are
That's good.
you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Shout out to my buddy Darren. He had his birthday today. Went and hung out with him for a little bit.
Happy
Played some
birthday, Darren.
games, did an escape room. It was fun. He lives in the United States, and he came up over the border for the weekend to hang out with us. And yeah, so he's still playing games with some other friends of mine. And I said, hey, I gotta go. I got a live stream. And of course, they tried to make me feel guilty about it. He's like, "Oh, you're leaving. It's Darren's birthday. You came all the way up here." I'm like, "Dude, I went back. I went out there last night. I played crokinole with the guy, and 3 weeks ago we crossed the border to go visit them. So you know what? I'm not in any danger of diminishing my friendship with my good buddy Darren. He actually convinced me I'm gonna. And Pox says, "Happy birthday, Darren." Hey, you got his name right too. You got the spelling for his name right. Good. That's
What?
awesome. Good for you, man.
That's the absolute wrongest way to spell Darren.
No, not for a German Darren.
There are no German Darrens.
I'm not gonna dox him and give his last name, but he's got a German heritage. I think it's German or Dutch. Might be Dutch. Anyway, yeah. So he got me into crokinole. I'm probably gonna drop $300 and buy a crokinole board.
Okay. And you know
Yeah.
what? He got extra happy birthday wishes that he wouldn't normally have got.
There you
So,
go. You should have had Dude
okay.
on as a guest. I would, but he's busy doing what he loves to do, which is play board games with his buddies. Let's call him and harass him for content. No, I told them to come into the chat and harass us and give me shit for leaving early. Yeah, yeah. My buddy Jay's like, I'm just gonna come into the chat and call you a bunch of fags. What the fuck is crokinole? It's a Crokinole. It's a board game that's kind of a mixture between shuffleboard and marbles, but it's very, very strategic. It's very intense, and people who are into it are like crazy into it. Like it's got like it's almost like there's crokinole masters out there, like there are chess masters. There's people who are fucking phenomenal at it.
You know what it is? Is every motherfucker is trying to improve bocce. Like they see bocce ball and go, you know what?
Yeah.
We should do that on
Okay.
ice. Maybe we should add a stick. Like,
Okay, but no, hold on now. Bocce ball is something completely different because it's played outdoors and it's a large format game. This you play on a tabletop. It's very small. So you have a 3 foot wide crokinole board basically, and you're shooting little wooden discs to try and knock the other discs off and get close to the center. But you're right. It's essentially like a bocce ball type game or marbles or what's the other game? Not croquet. Croquet is like you're getting through hoops and shit, but
yeah.
you're trying to get closest to the goal peg, so to speak. So it's similar in that sense. But and Squid Code says appears. Thank you for popping by, Squid. Good to see you here. Curling is still my favorite on ice sport. I've never done curling. My brother's big into it. My dad used to do it way back in the day. I'd like to try it. I think it looks like fun. Um,
Curling is oddly cool.
it
Like it's
is.
hard it's hard to get started, but once you start watching it and you see the way some of these people pitch this fucking rock, you know what I mean? That they give it just enough turn that it actually speeds up the turn late and then curves like they're throwing fucking curveballs on ice. It's like, holy shit.
It's
Yeah, it's
true. They
pretty
are
fun.
they are pretty like the players are like, it's a pretty intense game and there's strategy involved. Even though it looks like you're just playing fucking marbles or
And
bocce ball,
and
there is a
all
quite a bit of strategy.
almost all the women are like milfy fit. Like how
That's
the
right.
fuck did that happen?
They're not like ugly fucking dykes. You know what I mean? Because that's a strength game. Like you kind of need some upper body strength. You need core strength to play curling. And yeah,
And to throw the rock, you got to be flexible, right? Like,
yep, you got yeah, and to be able to like slide down the ice with your leg far stretched out behind you. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Ammunation, folks. We are here for a couple hours tonight to talk about the topics of the day. I appreciate y'all being here. I don't appreciate you, Mr. Twin. And
don't appreciate you either. And soon that will send us to prison.
full contact ice combat needs to be a thing. You know what I was thinking of way you could
Well,
improve
hockey.
ice hockey? No, here's how you can improve ice hockey. Okay, so you you have the skates, the blades on your feet, right? Put blades on all your fucking exposed pads as well.
I don't know. That one
And
dude
that way,
already,
like
that
that
guy
way,
needs to
it
kill
can
him.
be more acrobatic too. So like, not only can you use it as a weapon, but you can also like you could skate on your forearm if you had to, and it could turn into like a full contact, sort of like blood bowl kind of thing.
That guy already kicked that other guy in the throat and killed him. You remember? That was
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's fucking hardcore, man. What else we got here? Full contact, yeah, ice combat, and then kind of like bowling, you think it's dumb until you get the grasp of the mechanics. Bowling's pretty cool. The only thing about bowling is the people who play it and who are really good at it, you look at them and you're like, these are the least athletic people you've ever seen. Like
hmm.
even snooker players and pool, like professional pool players,
Or
they tend to be in decent shape and they're playing probably a very relaxed, non physically demanding game, but they tend to be in better shape than fucking bowlers. But then bowlers have the added weight that helps add momentum to their throws, I guess.
you know, I mean, just circling back to hockey real quick. In any sport, there is risk of injury, and in contact sports, there's risk of greater injury and even
Sure,
death. But
sure.
I'm pretty sure hockey is the only sport known to man in which there's a risk of bleeding out.
Yeah, could happen.
So,
Could happen. You remember how they used to play without any fucking masks or helmets or anything?
yeah,
Like that seems insane to me that you would play such a game like that and like the only padded areas were your shins and your fucking hands. As a matter of fact, I think padded gloves were even kind of a late adoption. I think the players used to play without fucking gloves on.
goalies didn't wear face masks.
Yeah, which is insane to me. Insane.
Well,
And then they
till one
started
guy
wearing
caught a puck in the face, right?
yeah, yeah.
And he
And then
nearly
they
died.
started
And
wearing the
then
fucking the Jason
Jason mask,
Voorhees masks,
yeah,
and now they wear these big fucking monsters like they're almost like
bulletproof helmets. Yeah.
bulletproof masks, ballistics masks. Yeah, it's crazy. Boo, bro, at Squid Coyote. That's good. You meant remember Mutant League? I think it means remember. Member means remember. Anyway,
Member berries. I
you remember.
remember.
Hey, well, why don't we get started right away with what we always start with? Do you even lift, bro? You go to the gym today? I was at the gym today.
I did not go to the gym today.
I was
A
at the
little
gym today.
hungover.
Yeah, you drank a fair bit last night. That's okay. I did take some of your drunken advice to heart yesterday, today though.
I noticed.
You noticed? How do you mean?
Oh wait, no. I'm remembering you sent me some details
I did, but
about your work.
today I did. I went to higher weights, and I went to higher
See,
weights to failure, and I got a hell of a workout out of it. Now it might have been because I took some magic potion before I went, so I felt like I was getting more out of what I was doing. I started. I went to Popeyes recently, and I got myself some amino acid complex and some nitric oxide. So amino acids, they help with uh, they're protein chains that help you build muscle,
protein
basically.
synthesis. Yeah.
Protein synthesis. They help with protein synthesis. Help basically turn protein into muscle. And nitric oxide is basically it's like it. If I'm understanding how it works correctly, it helps improve blood flow to the muscles. So you should be able to uh, arguably lift better when you have this stuff. So I had like a quick magic potion of this stuff before I started, and then I had a great workout. Huge pump in the chest, huge pump in the shoulders. I felt really good, and I did a couple of exercises on the back today, which is, I don't do back very often, but when I do back, I try and do multiple exercises for my back. So
Hmm.
yeah, we got a few more comments. CMAX says a recent study by researchers at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley warns that horseback riding is the most dangerous sport with more hospital admissions. Well, yeah, you got Christopher Reeve, man. He fucking broke his neck. Yeah. We have a few riders. Oh, we're here. We have a few riders usually cross country die every year. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. Horseback. Well, I mean, you're up so high, right? Your head is like 8 feet in the air, and your chance of falling off that horse is very, very easy. Is very, very high. The horse bucks. you just happen to lose your footing or happen to slip out of the saddle, yeah, you could, especially when they do the jumps, right? That's what happened to Reeves. Christopher Reeves was on the back of a horse. It went to do a jump and then it stalled at the last minute, and Reeves went over and like broke his fucking neck, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Pox says, if I had to guess, it's mostly from being crushed. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Well, they're big fucking heavy animals, right? So that makes
Yeah.
sense. So you did
Oh,
not go to the gym today. Today I went to the gym. I did a workout. It was mostly strength training, but my app tells me how many calories I burned. I've burned 414 calories from my workout today. So
nice.
decent, allow me to eat a protein bar. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Uh,
have to start calorie counting soon.
yeah, I kind of want to, but part of me just wants to go, fuck it. I'll just eat the same thing every day. I'll eat 3 eggs with a slice of multigrain bread. At lunch, I'll have a protein shake, and at dinner, I'll have a regular dinner. Now that's the thing. The regular dinner is gonna be different because Melina cooks it every evening. And then
Sure, but it's
I'll
gonna
have
be
a
rough.
protein bar as one of my snacks. But I should be at a calorie deficit in that case, as long as I'm not, you know, breaking the rules and switching to snacking and shit like that. So
Yeah, yeah, that's the big problem is that it's gonna be late at night and you're gonna be like, fuck it, and just like grab the chips.
daily reminder that horses are dicks. Yes, they are. We have to take concussion courses to qualify for insurance now. No shit, eh? Like how to deal with a concussion, how to avoid a concussion, that kind of stuff. That's messed up. Uh, you will be miserable in a month. Um, do you guys take food to work? Well, I work from home, so typically no. I eat when I'm here.
Or
So,
technically, yes,
or technically yes. Typically no. Technically yes. Yeah,
you bring all your food with you. It's just right there.
that's right.
Yeah, but I just typically bring like a couple of hunks of meat of some kind.
Mortadella sandwich.
No, not even a sandwich, just like literally meat. Like I'll have a Tupperware with like chicken in it, and
Nice.
then about an hour and a half before work ends, I'll eat it so that I'm proteined up for the gym. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Do you even lift, bro? Let's move on to do you even game, bro? You've been playing some Warhammer, I understand.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hammer Clan.
Nice, nice.
Invent my own lore. Throw my friends in the game.
So what's you made a character based on my name? What's his name again?
Yeah. So basically, I just add Hammer or work in Hammer into people's names, and we're
Okay.
Hammer Clan. So you're Craig Braghammer,
And
right?
you're Irving
Yeah,
Twinhammer,
that's right.
and is Pox in there?
Uh, so some friends are in there, but I can't tell you their names because that would give away their names, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but I'll tell you. I'll
So
tell
if
you this.
Pox is in there, he's not Pox Hammer. He's Pox's real name Hammer.
Yes, and when
I
you
get you.
think about it. That's an awesome fucking name, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because I know Pox's real name too. So it's actually a pretty good name.
And I'm sure he'd be happy. I've made him a witch hunter, so he gets the pointy shoes and the cool hat, right?
Speaking of games, played some games tonight. Played some board games. You ever play a board game? Are you into Euro board games at all?
I don't know what that means.
Euro board games are typically hold on. Euro board games are a lot of more like engine building games. They're less things like Sorry and Pop-O-Matic Trouble and Monopoly, and they're more evolved around you are playing in a specific sort of scenario, like maybe you have a vineyard, or maybe you are running a train empire, and then uh, you're trying to get the largest train network, or you're trying to uh, have the most casks of wine sold, that kind of stuff. Hey, you two,
So I
knock it
think
off.
that is that Ticket to Ride? Is that the name of that
Yeah,
train
so the
game?
one that I was this, yeah, Ticket to Ride, and then there's Apiculture, which is like a beekeeping one, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ones. But anyway, Euro games is what we really kind of like to play. So we played one though that isn't really a Euro game, but I guess it's kind of kind of like it. It's called Dixit. So what Dixit is, did you ever play Dixit? Have you ever played Apples to Apples?
Oh, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
Apples to Apples is basically there's a card. The card gets turned up, and you have to put one of like a red card gets turned up, and you have to put a green card that matches it, and then the person whose turn it is, the caller, they're putting one in as well, and you have to try and guess which one's theirs, kind of thing, right? So Dixit is like that, but with pictures, and it's all surreal kind of artwork, very surreal. So you might say something like, okay, so the theme is the Wizard of Oz, right? And all these cards will have different imagery on it, but some of it will be akin to Wizard of Oz. So someone might have a scarecrow on theirs. Another one, there might be a tornado. Another one, there might be a big giant green door like the Emerald City. Another card might have, a guy behind a curtain. All sorts of things that you could associate with the the Wizard of Oz, right? And so the idea is with Dixit is you're trying to get people to guess yours, but you don't want it to be so obvious that everybody guesses yours. You want to have some people guess yours and some people guess somebody else's. And then if you're not the caller, you want some people to guess yours because that gives you bonus points. So and then you basically move down a track depending on how many
Hmm.
points you get each turn. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, we played that. That's a lot of fun game. And then I was thinking, what if you could do that with um oh shit, I had an idea for it. And now it's like escaping me. Fuck. I got a little high tonight. I'm sorry. So anyway, let's see. CMAX says I won shit out of Monopoly this week. LOL. Hotels on Boardwalk and Park Place had that game on lock. Yeah, if you manage to get on Park Place and Boardwalk with those, you can fucking clean up in a single round. Like all it takes is like somebody to land on you, and you can just clean them out completely. We got someone here from Twitch. Welcome, Brown Moses, New York. Hello, he says. Do you bronies read this? We're not bronies. At
I
Craig
was gonna,
Bragg, do you read this, bro? Yeah, I can
yes,
read that. Brown
yes,
Moses,
we
New
read
York.
them, and now you're getting banned for being a fucking brony.
Brony. Hey man, you want to be a brony? That's your business. I don't hold any ill will to you. Uh, sorry. Don't apologize so quickly. There's no apologizing here. This is the ammunition. Everybody says whatever the hell's on their mind. We don't fucking care. No censorship in the ammunition. It's funny though, the brony subculture. Yeah, furries are funny. Should be banned for using Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is kind of it's kind of cringe at this point, isn't it? I mean, YouTube's pretty cringe too, though. You had a politics tag. Yes, we talk politics. We're just not there yet. So stay tuned, Brown
You
Moses
warm
of
up
New
to it.
York. We will be talking politics. Friendship is magic, boys. Yeah, yeah. Is Twitch bad? Twitch isn't bad. It's what did you call it? It's the
It's the
it's the
farm league
farm
for
league.
OnlyFans.
It's the farm. Yeah, it's the farm team for OnlyFans. The farm league for OnlyFans. Thoughts go on Twitch. They show their boobies and their butts, and they don't know how to play games. And then eventually, someone gets, they get really famous, and they go on OnlyFans and make more money. Um, oh shit, he called him a furry. He's gonna get mad as fuck now. What? Bronies aren't furries? I don't use any other of those stream platforms. That's fine. It's a rat infested shithole. Twitch is for sub 80 IQ degenerates. It's a rat infested shithole, and they are sex workers. Who, bronies? AKA black. Pox! We're only 20 minutes in, and you're already dropping racial epithets. Actually, he didn't use an epithet. He just, I don't know, made something that
Denigrated
was
an entire race. Yeah.
denigrated an entire race of people. That's all. Uh, no girls who just show off their bodies here. We're not on YouTube. Not right now. I mean, maybe I'll take my shirt off later, but I'm not a girl, so. So just before we go quickly on games, because do you even game, bro? Remember how you and I and Pox and CMAC we were gonna play a pen and paper RPG
Yeah.
called that I was putting together called Easy D6 Heroes.
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking more about it, and I've decided I've come up with a better character creation method. And I think I might have touched on this last night, but it's very narrative driven. So basically, it will go like this. When you go to create your character, you're not rolling dice to try and determine what your powers are going to be. All you're going to do, Trinity, you don't need to go out. All you're going to do is you're going to answer some questions. The first question is, they call me, and then you put your superhero name. But behind the mask, I'm really, and then you talk about your secret identity. I'm known for, or I'm most famous for, and that could be something that you did in the past, or it could be some aspect of your character or some power that you have that is, phenomenal that everybody remembers. Oh, that's the guy who shoots lightning out of his dick, whatever, right? Anyway, so and then you go on with my greatest superpower is, but I can also, and and then and doesn't have to be a third power. It can be anything. It can just be an aspect of your character. Like and I've got a head shaped like a basketball, something like that, right? Um, and then you go on and say the only people who know my secret are, and you can fill that out.
Hmm.
And if the bad guys ever found out this about me, it would be a really bad time. And then one of the other ones is, oh, I'm vulnerable too. So
So it's Mad
basically,
Libs for gaming, says C-Mac.
what's that?
It's Mad
So
Libs for gaming.
it's essentially your character creation is kind of like a Mad Libs type of game. And so you write all this down, and then it still uses the D6 system that I was talking about before, but your powers are listed in such a it's a descriptive way, so they don't have any hard mechanics to them. Basically, the games master, or the narrator as I like to call him, and the player will determine in what situation how the powers will work, right? So if you say, so I got the power of shadow walking, so I'm thinking shadow walking will allow me to do this, this, and this. So in this instance, I want to try and do this. And then the GM will say, okay, I'm going to need you to get a 7 on 2d6, or you need you to get an 8 or something. And then that's how the game rolls out. We got a couple more responses here. Uh, no girls who just show off their bodies here. Okay, good. Um, got to keep you on your toes somehow. Pox with the truth bombs. Yes, they are sex workers, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So in terms of politics, what do you guys think about Trump's border speech this week? I didn't
You
catch
know
it,
what?
but
And you know
particularly the
what?
part where he says South American countries are emptying their jails and insane asylums and making all the inmates go to the U.S.-Mexico border. I would not be surprised if that were the case. I would not
And
be
slow
surprised at
your
all.
roll, Brown Moses. We choose the topics.
That's true. So it's Mad Libs for gaming, yes. Check. Uh, or Tommy Tuberville's comment today where he says God cannot be put back into this nation currently because immigrants who know nothing about God are crossing the southern border illegally. I don't know who Tommy Tuberville is, and I hadn't heard about that. But we do have some topics to get to there, from Moses, New York. So just be patient there. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about gaming. Any other gaming thoughts you might have, sir?
Does Settlers of Catan fall under your Euro gaming?
Yeah, I think it's a North American game, but it follows the. It's very much like a Euro game. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I never
Do you
actually
like?
played it, but I hear
It's
good
fun.
things.
I like it. Not everybody likes it. My buddies don't really like it, but I like it. Okay, thanks. Um, speaking of which, since Brown Moses New York brought it up, why don't we just talk about the Trump situation? Thoughts on the Trump situation, sir? He called out Biden pretty hard today.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, yeah, he was pretty vociferous, and people are losing their minds, because the Supreme Court's decided to take up the case about whether or not he can be criminally charged. If he was performing his duties as president, can he be criminally charged? This is the question before the Supreme Court. They have decided to take it up. And let's remember, he appointed like what, three of the justices that are
Yeah,
currently sitting there. So and the argument goes that basically, if you could prosecute a president for duties that he for things he did while president that weren't high crimes and misdemeanors, and he was not impeached for, then the president would basically be shackled. He couldn't do anything because he'd be facing criminal charges as soon as he left office. So that's not possible. Plus, the whole thing is it's predicated on the idea that he was a part of the insurrection, when in reality everybody knows he wasn't. Right? He said
Well, there wasn't
he
one.
said march peacefully and have your voices heard. And then eventually, after he learned that things started going crazy, he said, "Go home. It's like stop. This is the way to do it. Go home." So that to me does not mean he's part of an insurrection. Anyway, that's my point of view. Thoughts?
No, I have none.
All right. We'll go back to Brown Moses because he feels inclined to talk. But the claim that Trump made about criminals and insane people being shipped to the border completely unsubstantiated and false. Buddy, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the amount of people crossing the U.S. border on a daily basis, it is not a grassroots movement of people just going, "Hey, I think I want to go to the border." No, no, this is orchestrated by foreign governments, by the Biden administration. Absolutely. And the idea of criminals being let out, I don't know what the evidence is for that, but it would not surprise me because there is an end goal in place for this invasion of the United States, and that is to completely overrun the country with people who do not have the United States interest at heart. They want to collapse the system. That is their goal. They want to collapse the system. It's
I
not
do
just
have
about
thoughts on
Democrats
this.
getting more people to vote for them because there's illegal immigrants. It's not just about increasing the demographics for the census so they can get more districts and thereby more seats. Um, it's really about destroying the United States as a whole. Here's my take on it. Biden, the Democrats, the establishment media, the establishment political class, they realize it's over for them. Populism is the future. Trump cannot be stopped in 2024 unless short of killing him. So he is going to be president. And it's one of those things, well, fuck, if we can't have it, we're going to make it worthless. We're going to destroy it. If it's not going to be ours, the people who do get it, it's going to be shit. So they have no problem absolutely destroying the United States. And they will destroy the United States so that not only will it affect Trump, but it will destroy everybody who isn't already established, doesn't already have millions in the bank, doesn't already have, insider trading going on where they're basically protected. The Nancy Pelosi's, the Joe Bidens, they're all so rich and so protected, but nothing's going to, like, the United States could go into complete fucking chaos and nothing's going to happen to these people because they have bunkers, they have secret service, they're going to be protected. It's you, it's the little guy, it's the people living in the cities and the suburbs who, aren't independently wealthy. They're the ones whose lives are going to be fucking destroyed. And they have no problem doing it because not a one of them loves their fucking country. Every single one of them is completely self interested. Your government is a complete shithole full of corrupt crooks and liars. Go get it. Um, illegal immigrants can't vote. You fucking twat. That's not the point. Illegal immigrants don't vote legally. But if they're in a city and they get counted towards the census, then that city and that state boosts the numbers and thereby they get more representation. So if they all head to California, whether they can vote or not doesn't matter. They get counted on the census. They get benefits even if they can't vote. So if they're in California, they boost the numbers in California. California then gets more Senate seats. California then gets more representation in the government, and California becomes more powerful. That's how it works. You fucking idiot. They're not refugees, they're invaders. Refugees, my ass. A refugee has to go to the very first safe country that they. So if someone's coming from fucking where? Bolivia, or some other shithole country in South America, and they pass through Mexico, Mexico is a safe country for them to stop in. They should stay there. Coming to the United States, coming to the United States is not refugee. That's horseshit. That's an invasion. And if you think otherwise, you're a piece of shit Democrat, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. Everything right now you are saying is speculative commentary. If I ask you to show me where you are reading this, will you get mad at me? I'm not reading it. This is my interpretation of reality. This is my opinion. You can suck my balls. I don't need to prove anything to you. Go and look it up. I'm the irascible one tonight, eh? I'm getting angry. So
Yeah.
now you're getting emotional. Have you noticed I'm not calling you names or taking any of this personally? I don't give a fuck. That's not what this is about. It's not about having a lively and respectful debate. This is the ammunition where we're irreverent and we insult people and we get mad at each other and we call each other fucktwads and assholes and what's the other word? Retards. Yeah, we call people retards. So
Hard R.
hard R retards. Show me where you are reading this. Suck my balls. You're just swearing at me. Yes, I am. Uh, wow, you're getting emotional. I like to get emotional.
I, I told you. As soon as he said Brony, you should have banned him.
I don't ban anybody. I don't ban anybody. I'll just call them names. Uh,
So yeah, there's a
I'm
couple of
not gonna
things though
let. But
too.
that being said, I'm not gonna let him dominate the fucking chat. Please, people in YouTube, CMAC, Pox, Squid Coyote, render your opinion on what it is I'm talking about. Am I hitting the mark? Am I completely off the mark? Have I lost my fucking mind?
So
Or
I did
what's
want
the dealio here?
I did want to talk about something that he had mentioned in that or one of those. Imagine interacting with Twitch. Yes, Fox.
I know I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say?
But he had said, "Oh,
See rat infested shithole.
Trump's claims there. Oh, completely unsubstantiated and false. That's a definitive claim that you made, and you don't have evidence for that,
That's right.
right?
Being
And the
unsubstantiated
fact
doesn't
is,
necessarily make it false,
and the
right?
fact is, especially the past 3-4 years, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is 6 to 18 months,
That's right.
right? This claim is going to come right, and he also, you'll find out in 6 months that yes, guess what? All these crimes that are going on in the U.S. and people being murdered by illegal immigrants, it's they came out of fucking insane asylums in some fucking
In prisons.
South American country, right? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna start getting this information. Uh,
Um.
oh,
So
uh,
I'm gonna answer this real quick, Bramos. This is the only other comment I'm going to respond to here. Oh, I have evidence. Will you get mad if I elaborate? This stream is not about having a conversation with some random person on Twitch, some random brony on Twitch. So we are going to interact with the chat in good faith, and I appreciate it if you didn't just dominate, like spam the chat with your inane questions, because it's a casual stream. We're very irreverent. We goof around. We talk shit. This isn't about like I'm not trying to be a podcast of the Lotus Eaters here. Okay, this isn't Timcast. This is the Ammunation, where Craig Bragg and Irving Twin talk shit, we get high or drunk, and we have a good time. So you're welcome to stick around and have a good time with us, but we're not gonna dedicate the stream to talking to you about your pet issues. Thanks very much. Uh, El Salvador's crime rate has dropped by like 60+%. Where did 60% of the criminal population go? Well, the guy who's running El Salvador, apparently he's a dictator too, but he's locking up all the fucking criminals because El Salvador before was dominated by organized
sure,
crime, right?
but he
So
can't get them all, and they will escape.
oh, sure. Yeah. Where are they going
And
to
the
come from? Where
border
are they
to
going
the
to go?
U.S.
They'll
is
go to the United States where it's an
it,
open fucking door because of Biden, and and they get fucking $1,000 fucking Amazon card or not Amazon card, gift card. They're getting like Visa gift cards when they walk in. Oh, here's your fucking $1,000 Visa gift card,
well,
and we're
it's
not
ten
tracking
thousand
it.
dollars.
So feel free to come back 30 minutes later and get another $1,000 fucking Amazon gift card or a fucking Mastercard gift card. This is the state of shit in New York City. This is the
Wow,
fucking Democrats' approach to fighting fucking crime.
he's not wrong though. You're angry like I am. When you come down off the edibles, you come down hard, my guy.
Oddly enough, the drop correlates with the retarded open border policy. Imagine that. Nah, it's not coordinated, completely organic. Yeah, sure. Um, and it's not just El Salvador. Almost all of Central and South America's crime rates have steadily dropped along the same time frame. I think what's happening is you're seeing in a lot of South American countries. Uh, well, there's probably a lot of that. They're shipping the fucking bad people. I mean, Toronto did it. They were shipping all their fucking homeless to Hamilton. It's not surprising that the countries decide, you know what, we're tired of dealing with the fucking riffraff. Get them the fuck out of here. So it's not surprising. It's not like, well, that's unsubstantiated. It's fucking. It's a natural. it's a natural process of people trying to solve a problem. They're like, well, let's fucking just put it on someone else's plate.
And didn't, geez, is it someone from Border Patrol, one of the higher level union leaders of the Border Patrol, basically admit that yes, because of the actions of the United States government, they're basically facilitating child trafficking,
Yes, the U.S. government is
right?
facilitating child trafficking. Yes, absolutely. I had a chart. Let me see if I can find it for this pony fucker. Again, I don't really want to get in an argument with this with the brony, but if you have stuff you wanna go back on him with, that's fine, Pac. Go for it. I'm not angry because I'm coming down off anything. I'm incensed about things like you saw my video yesterday, Twin, right? Where I talked about what the fuck am I even doing here?
Yeah,
This is truly my opinion at this point. The West has reached a point where it's very hard for you to convince me that it's capable or worth being saved. That's what it comes down to. Um, I'm almost inclined to say fuck it. They've managed the decline for the last 50 years, and now they realize because populism's on the rise, not just in the United States but all over the world, because government has grown with such a largesse over the last 50 years that it's become sickening to everybody who lives under any government in the West that the people are pushing back. It's why you're getting all these populist leaders coming about. And I think what's happening is the globalists are saying, okay, this is it. This is our Hail Mary. We have to either win or we destroy it. And I think they're realizing, at least the people in the United States, the leaders in the United States, they're either realizing that they're going to lose the next election. So they're saying, fuck it, burn it to the ground. So the guy who inherits this place has nothing but shit to deal with. Or they're so incompetent that it's leading to that anyway. So I honestly, I do not believe for a fucking minute that Joe Biden has any love or desire to help the United States. He doesn't have a principled fucking bone in his body. He's been in politics for what, 60 years? He's the most self-interested, corrupt piece of garbage that's ever walked the halls of Washington D.C. And yeah, I used to think Clinton was bad. Biden's fucking worse. He's the worst. He's absolute
there,
fucking worst.
there's a couple of things here I'd like. Can you go up a couple before we address that one, please?
Sure, which one? One of
Where do
his?
you guys fall?
Where do you guys fall? Who's asking that?
Brown Moses.
Where do you guys fall? I'm
It's
looking
like
for it.
four up from where you are, 4 or 5 up. Right under Pox's last one. Where have you gone?
I don't know. Where am I? One, two, three,
Yeah,
4. Are you afraid of people who look
three
differently
up
and
from
talk differently than
three
you?
up from
Oh, where do you guys fall on the xenophobe spectrum? I'm
So
not a
I am
xenophobe.
I'm a fan of Warhammer 40K. The Imperium of Man, suffer not the Xeno to live. There you go. How do you
I'm
like
not a
that?
xenophobe. I appreciate all peoples.
I don't
I
appreciate it.
appreciate, and it has nothing to do with where you come from, the color of your skin, the curliness of your hair. It has nothing to do with the religion you follow. It has nothing to do with the language you speak. It has to do with your principles and values. And if your principles and values don't align with mine, I don't have patience for you, and I'm naturally distrustful of you. So that's what it comes down to.
Now, there's this big fat comment there, a little
Uh,
down from suffer not
Most
the
of the
Xeno. Yeah.
arrested at
So
this other board. That one,
may I? Yes.
please.
Most of those arrested do not have criminal convictions, and experts say most evidence indicates that undocumented immigrants do not cause more crime. That in
That's
itself, that's a contradiction in terms. When they cross the border illegally, they have committed a crime. Therefore, every single undocumented immigrant who's crossing illegally is a criminal by definition.
Right.
You're wrong. You're out of your
So
mind on that.
crime is increasing by virtue of them coming into the country, for
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Also, the idea experts say you should wash out your mouth with a bar of soap for ever fucking saying experts say. What do you say? What does your intuition tell you? What do you think about what you're being told? Or do you just parrot what you're being told? I'm inclined to think the latter because you're a brony and you're on Twitch. I'm talking about actual crimes, theft, rape, bad stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Up one from here. Up one.
invasion of
Sorry.
another country
Up
is an
one.
actual crime. Coming somewhere where you're not invited, that's a crime. It's called trespass. Uh, no, this
They are
they are criminals
criminals,
across the border
but it's
stale.
stale, but it isn't wrong. It's a crime. They're literally all criminals by definition. So
According to the English Latin dictionary, the top translations of disgust into Latin are fastidium, tedium, and odium. Yeah, I find you tedious, odious, and fastidious. I don't parrot squat. Really? Because you're saying a hell of a lot that I've heard said a
experts
hell of a
say,
lot of
I'm going to
times
say,
before. So if you're not parroting, I don't know where you must be have fucking telepathy because you're reading the minds of all your so-called fucking experts. So, um, appeal to authority is the go-to for the eternal midwit. Yeah, you're not wrong, Pox. Xenodium for the win. No, I'll reiterate what I said. I don't have anything against people of different races or different backgrounds or different nationalities. I give a shit about what you believe and how your beliefs inform your actions. So if you have solid values, I don't give a fuck where you come from. If you can basically behave civilized and you can act in a decent manner when you're interacting with other people, you're welcome to my party. You can come fucking hang out. We'll play board games together. I don't give a shit. But if you are going to act like a piece of garbage, if you're going to go where you're not invited because you think you can grift off of the generosity of others, you immediately have told me I don't share your values because I don't fucking grift off of other people's efforts and other people's labor. So anyway. Sounds metal as hell, Pox. Would you stop biting me? This cat, man. Is it 11 o'clock yet? That's why. Oh, fuck, it's 11:40. I don't know if
yeah, we
Marina
started
fed it.
late. So
All right,
can you
folks.
highlight?
Sorry.
Can
You
you
want me to
highlight
highlight
two up
something?
from two up from there? The
Uh,
stats are on my side. Go feed the cat. So
all right, I'm
listen,
going to go
you
feed the
say the
cat.
stats are
Everybody, listen to Irving Twin, and you can look at my junk.
on your side, but you're also not appealing to authority when you invoke the experts. Look, there are lies, damn lies, and statistics. And I don't think you're reading the data and drawing conclusions for yourself. I think you're taking the interpretations from the experts on the data as presented to you. The reason that I forgot his name, great writer, said there's lies, damn lies, and statistics is two reasons.
Mark
One, a
Twain.
person who thank you, doesn't understand the statistics can misread them and draw a conclusion that's incorrect from those statistics, from that data. But worse, someone who knows the statistics can show them to a midwit and purposely draw the wrong conclusion, convincing the midwit that this is the truth. Like, for example, when you say the stats are on your side about undocumented people not committing crimes, well, all they did was tell you that if we don't include this very first thing they did by entering the country illegally is committing a crime, then maybe they're not committing more crimes.
There you go.
But they lied
Well,
to you. They have to lie. They have to omit the initial crime, and then there's less. It's not you know.
if you're
So
saying that crossing the border into the country without permission is not a crime, then by that logic, entering someone's house without their permission, breaking into someone's house without their permission is not a crime. So if that's what you're saying, that criminal trespass, breaking and entering isn't a crime, then okay, there you go. But I have a feeling you wouldn't believe that. Let me ask you one question there, Moses. Uh, what is your opinion on Vosh? These were in the hold on. These were in the news, unaliving like these people last week. Yeah, I don't watch Vosh. Is he against bronies? Is that why? Anyway, see, because Vosh seems like the kind of guy that you would say, oh, he's a fucking genius. He's so smart. Vosh is a midwit, as Pox would put it. He's an articulate midwit, but he's a midwit nonetheless. Plus, he's a horse fucker and he likes lolly. So um, I'm fucking dying. Stay brown. Well, I didn't say anything about him, so don't equate me. No,
No,
I'm
no, I
drawing.
see the similarities.
That's the thing. I'm like, I bet you this guy likes Vosh. Something tells me this guy likes fucking Vosh. Anyway, I said I wasn't gonna let this guy dominate the fucking chat, and here I am letting him dominate the fucking chat. All right, let's move on to something else. We've already done the Trump situation ad nauseum. Got any oddities for us tonight, Mr. Twin?
Oh yes. Okay.
Please,
So Biden
please.
saying the quiet part out loud about Lahaina.
Yes. Oh, I had that as a banner, but let's just move right to it. Biden says the quiet part out loud. Do you have a something you can share, or do you just
Yeah,
want
my
to?
yeah. So you remember in Lahaina there was the conspiracy theory
Right.
about, oh my God, everything that was blue didn't get fucking burned, right?
That's right.
So here, let
Yeah,
me present.
there were a number of cars, I believe, that were of a certain shade of blue. Plus, there were houses with roofs of a certain shade of blue, and they were basically untouched by the fires in Lahaina. Correct?
Yeah, and the umbrellas, the whole building
Right.
is burned down.
Blue umbrellas. Anything with blue, like a certain, is like an azure blue, almost like what you'd see in on the roofs of like the dome roofs in Greece. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Tell me if you can hear it, guys.
it's it's broken up. It's breaking up. I can't hear it. Can you turn it up?
Did you hear it? No?
No, I did not.
Right. Yeah. In the midst of 20, you can see it. In the midst of 20 homes all burned to the ground, one home still standing because it had the right roof on it. Now, hold on, because right next to this one, oops, this
Oh
one,
yeah, I've seen this. Why the blue car did not burst into flames. Same as the blue umbrellas. There's a specific
because
wavelength
you
of
see the stuff,
laser
the fucking
that
space
completely
laser.
reflects the laser, and the other
Yeah.
ones get charred. Yeah. It sounds like conspiracy theory, but what do we know about conspiracy theories? Six to
6
18
months.
months. The difference between conspiracy theories and conspiracy facts, 6 to 18 months. I'm
So
not even
that
going
was
to respond. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But I mean, hey, they knew they were going to get this when they put this fucker in power. He's completely off his fucking rocker. He's senile. They're reaping what they fucking sow. Blue shed magic, says C-Mac. Yep, that's
yeah.
it.
No, it's
Just
like,
think.
and it's just so
Sorry.
weird. There's no other bright colors over the video. The aerial footage is show. There's no. It's not like there's random things. It's like literally the whole place is burned down
Except for
except
blue.
these handful of blue, bright blue things, completely untouched.
Hmm.
It's fucking mind-boggling, man.
Actually, I don't think it's mind-boggling at all. I think it was a laser weapon destroying. Here's the thing. Here's you want to add to my. I'll add to my my synopsis of where things are going in the universe or in the world. So as the West collapses, the political and cultural elite who have all the money, the globalist cocksuckers that you and I rail against all the time, uh,
Mm,
they're looking for places that they can go and be safe from the teeming masses who are going to be fighting for scraps and eating cricket burgers in 20 years. Well, where can they go? Well, they could go to the South Pacific and live in paradise. That's why all these properties were destroyed, because those properties they belong to the brown people. They belong to the people who the indigenous Hawaiians, right? The people who don't have millions of dollars, don't have billions of dollars. The non-Oprah Winfrey's, the non-Rock, right? They're the ones whose houses were destroyed. Oprah Winfrey's
sick.
house was fine, right? And
Well, it had the
and
right roof.
so yeah. So, well, also I think she was far away from where it was, but also, So now all this land is free. It's fertile soil because it's been burned to a crisp. So now all of the elite have a nice South Pacific place to go, where they can be away from the unwashed masses, and they can live and be uh, uh, live in their complete isolation from the hoi polloi, as they say. Hey Craig and Irv. Hey Six, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming back. Okay, he's posting links. I'm not going to read your links, buddy. I don't give a fuck. First off, one of them's
Well,
USA
look,
Today. One of them is USA Today, so
and the
that's
other's
enough. And the other is
factcheck.org.
factcheck.org. Go fuck yourself, man. If you
Washington
believe
Post.
that shit, then you are the
Washington
exact
Post.
people that I should not be talking to. Um,
Oh my God.
you don't even bother to read. I know what factcheck.org is, and I know what USA Today. I know their political stance, so I'm not going to read it because I know it's horseshit. If you believe any legacy media, any what do you call it, zombie media, as Sticks Hexenhammer is wont to call it, if you believe any of that shit, you're a fool. Um,
Yeah, it's old media. It's not good, and like Washington Post is like the most left leaning rag in all of North America. Uh, and this USA Today thing, undocumented immigrant crime rate not higher, as long as you exclude the fact that they committed a crime by crossing the border illegally. Like you just keep dismissing it,
yeah. Um,
right? That because you've been told to do so by the experts. It's
what
ridiculous.
is factcheck.org? Factcheck.org is apologia for the establishment. That's all it is. And if you don't, if you think otherwise, if you think you're being informed by going to factcheck.org on any given situation, you're exactly the type of useful idiot that they want. Because the fact of the matter is, you don't need factcheck.org to look things up. You can look things up yourself. And if you're relying on so-called experts, if you're relying on a website called factcheck.org, you care less about facts than I do. Anyway,
And the fact is, we are fairly well versed, like most people who are populist or right wing or libertarian, in what the other people are saying. They don't listen to us. Like this is actually well documented that people on our side of this kind of argument want to know what they're saying so we can argue better. People on the other side don't want to hear it and completely dismiss things that are true. Like for example, they all committed a crime by walking across the border. Right?
good luck to you too, sir. Enjoy your night.
Show
Show
me
me
your
your
side.
side.
You're
No,
watching
I
it
don't
now.
have. Listen, listen, listen.
You're
I don't
watching
have
it
a
right
fucking
now.
side. I don't have a side. Okay, go fuck yourself. You can go to factcheck.org and USA Today and jerk off and say I'm right, and these guys are just idiots who don't want to look up what I believe and accept it. Okay, whatever, man. Knock yourself out. I'm done talking to you about it. I I have no desire to engage with you at all on this. And you can comment in the chat all you want. I'm gonna ignore you.
See, like this very last one here. No, not two guys in their house. What's the difference between two guys in their house or two guys in a news studio? The only difference is whether or not you give it any credence. And it doesn't matter if we're two guys in our homes or two guys in a studio. You'll hear what we're saying and dismiss it, right? Asking for show me any evidence that immigrants commit more crime than you. No, 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 not immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Immediately, every single one of them has committed a crime by crossing the border illegally, and you refuse to accept that. So,
Because he doesn't consider it a real crime. But you know what? Again, I don't want to engage with this guy. Go fuck him. Um, black pills versus white pills. We need to talk about this because we touched on it last night during the gaming live stream,
mm,
and it wasn't really apropos for the gaming live stream. Gaming live stream is really just about playing games. So you mentioned you saw my video and I sounded really black pilled.
yeah,
Uh,
that's my
and
fault.
so you're
Maybe
trying to
at least
talk me down from my black pill. I don't think I'm black pilled. I think I'm a little cynical at this point, and I don't have a lot of, I don't know. I guess I am kind of black pilled. I said I don't know that the West is worth saving, or can be at this point. I think there are a few things that could happen that could forestall the absolute decline of the West. I think the election of Trump is one of them. I think more leaders like Javier Milei is another one. But I don't know if we're honestly going to see that. I think Canada is kind of a lost cause at this point. I'm hopeful for Polyev, but I don't. I'm not counting on him. I think the only real option for Canada is Maxime Bernier or Canada Man, and that's about it. And we'll talk about Canada Man a little bit later. I've got a
Yeah.
topic on
I
him.
mean, like, look, Poilievre has started to say some of the right things,
Yeah,
but he's still backwards on a lot of the stuff that I need to see. And the fact is, when it mattered, he did nothing.
yeah. No, I agree. Here's the thing about Polyev. I think he is like every other conservative leader. He is. He looks and sees which way the wind is blowing, and he says what needs to be said. But the biggest thing I have against Polyev is that he, like all other conservatives and liberals and NDP, believe deep down that government is a good and can solve problems. Government cannot solve problems. The most government can do is get out of the way. The best government can do, I should say, is get out of the way and let people, the markets, industry, other institutions solve the problems that the people, the markets, those industries, and other organizations are facing on a day to day basis. And the fact that we have invested so much in government saying, please fix this fucking problem, and we keep getting such poor results from that, but we still continue to do it, is what boggles the mind of people like me, other libertarians. Like, why don't you just admit that the government is the one that causes most of your fucking misery? And the best thing that it can do is get the fuck out of our way. It's a necessary evil. It's not it's not an aspect of society that we all rely on. No, it's a necessary evil that we should be doing our best to minimize its impact on our daily lives at every opportunity.
It's, well, a
And
couple of
Polyev
reasons.
doesn't believe that. Polyev believes the government is a force for good and that government can solve problems. And I don't believe that. He's
But
he's
people
still
too, right?
fundamentally a statist. He's still fundamentally a statist, and I don't like statists.
It's like, yeah, but it's the people problem as well, right? That
Mhm.
people believe that. You know what I mean? And it's like it's a combination of they've both been propagandized and to a degree bought. Like, I don't know how many times I hear Canadians say something like, "Yeah, well, we have free healthcare." It's like it's not fucking free,
Nothing is
idiot.
free. There's no such thing as free. Free. The only thing that's free is speech, and that's not even the case in Canada anymore. So there you go.
Oh no, it's going to start costing us. We're
Exactly.
we're gonna we're gonna end up in
I
prison.
have a feeling that if Brown Moses New York decides he wants to share this far and wide, who knows? Maybe he's got reach. I could find out. I could find myself in the gulag for tonight's live stream.
It hasn't passed yet, I don't think. But then again, apparently we will be held responsible for all posts prior, so retroactive criminal
Mm.
activity, right?
So yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna charge people for things they did that wasn't a crime before.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
There's no statute of limitations on speech. So what are we gonna do? Dig up the graves of every edgy comic from the last 50 years? Maybe we should dig up the grave of George fucking Carlin and put him in jail.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Uh, party in my cell later. Yeah. All right. Make some uh, make some bathtub psilocybin, or no, toilet bowl psilocybin. Let's do that.
Toilet wine.
Toilet wine. Fuck. You know what? Black pills versus white pills. Okay, so I got black pilled. You gotta try and talk me down. White pill me, brother.
The white pill comes in the form of their mad desperation. They are
Okay.
very clearly desperate, right?
Yes.
Like Pox had pointed out, I don't know with the meltdowns Castro Jr.'s been having lately. I think him and his ill know their days are numbered. Yeah, he does. He does
He does.
seem
Clearly, he does.
frustrated. And they do have to crack down on speech on the internet because for the longest time, the Overton window was contained to a few TV channels and radio stations. Now suddenly every asshole with a fucking camera can sit in their house and give an opinion,
Yeah.
right? Back with data. And they can't have that because guess what? CBC, CNN, they don't get the views that the new media is getting. And that old media doesn't even know they're dead,
No,
right? And
they're
they're
a
just
corpse. They're
like,
zombie. They're zombie media at this point. They think they're relevant. It's why when you see people like Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow melting down on MSNBC, it's not even funny anymore. It's fucking pathetic. It's cringe. It's fucking terrible. Um, I can hide you under my floorboards if you want. Yeah. Here's the thing: the desperation of Trudeau. He realizes he's going down, and this is my problem. When you have an animal cornered, right? When you get
mm,
these elites who realize their days are numbered and they're cornered, and they realize that they're losing it. My concern is that they're happy to burn it all down. Like the when you have guys like the leader of NATO, I think he's a German or somebody. Anyway, he's saying, yeah, it's only a matter of time before Ukraine joins NATO, right? Which they know is a fucking line in the sand that will cause Putin to launch nuclear attacks. He's basically saying, okay, Ukraine joins NATO, war with NATO, it is then. And he won't fucking care. And now Canada's talking about putting boots on the ground in Ukraine. And the United States says, or not the United States, Germany says, yeah, go ahead and attack into Russia. Go for it. Knock yourselves out there, Zelensky. You want to send rockets into Russia? We're completely on board, buddy. Do it. It's like they're saying, yeah, let's poke this fucking bear. Because the fact of the matter is, they know that Putin's won the war in Ukraine. Okay. Uh, Now, while they united under better leadership might be able to take out Putin, Putin, the fucker don't blink, man. You think you can scare him? He don't blink. And the other thing about him is, for all his faults, he's a patriot. He loves his country, and he will die before he lets it get destroyed. He will die before he lets it get carved up by Europe and the NATO countries in the United States. He's not going to let it happen. So, if it comes down to a full-on ICBM fucking battle, missile command style, then that's what it's going to be. And it's like they're saying, well, if we can't have it ourselves, nobody's going to have it. It's like the what do you call it? The Samson protocol that Israel has. Like fuck, if we're going down, we're taking the whole fucking place with us. That's what's happening right now with the globalists and the elite.
you know what's funny? My last workplace, I had all these young of Ukrainian descent, some of them Ukrainian immigrant guys, right? Like 18 to 20 odd years old. And, they're very upset of the happenings in their country. And I was telling them
Right.
as I'm on my way out, guys, don't go to war. What? What are you talking about? There's going to be a massive war in very short time. And you
You're gonna
don't
you're going to be
war,
drafted.
don't go to war.
Well, I was thinking about this,
like,
and I mean, I'm an old guy. I'm an old guy, but sorry, go ahead.
this was barely 3 months ago,
Yeah,
4 months ago. The
yeah,
difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth,
yeah,
6 to 18 months. Boys, like they're like, you're crazy. There's not going to be war. Don't go to war, boys.
yeah. That's right. Do not strap on a gun in defense of your fucking corrupt country. Don't do it. Here's the thing: Ukraine is pulling people off the streets. They're
Yeah,
basically women now. So they've gone through all their young fighting men. They've gone through their professional army. They've gone through all the young mighty fighting men off the streets. Now they're going through the older men and the women. If you don't think that if the powers that be want to have perpetual war in Europe with the United States or with USS or not USSR with Russia and NATO and the United States, they're going to get it. And if you don't think that if Ukraine's willing to do it, you think Canada won't do it? They're just going to sell it as we have to do this to defend democracy, blah blah blah. And I was saying to myself the other day, self, if they come to you and say you have to go and fight war, I will say to them, if you put a gun in my hand, the first chance I get will be to shoot my superior officer because I am not going to war for this nonsense. So you may as well lock me up in the fucking brig now because I will not go to war to defend a country that's full of uh, Nazis and fucking crooks. So Suck my balls. Give me that gun, and watch me put a bullet in my superior officer's head. That's what will happen. Anyway, they need more Reddit reinforcements. LOL, yes, Pox. Send the dilators, wave two. Fuck me. So yeah, thank you for the white pill. It's true. They are desperate. My concern is that because they're desperate, it's only going to accelerate the decline of the West, and it may even kick it right over the edge to the point where it can't even be saved. But I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case.
The real question is going to be whether or not Trump can win the next election, right?
And they don't assassinate him before he takes office.
It's going to be a lot harder to do it.
I think so too.
Like,
But he is popular and he's still holding his fucking rallies. So
no, but like, there's like the last time a president was assassinated, there
mhm.
wasn't cameras on every street corner and in everyone's
True.
pockets.
True. Not only
It was,
that, he has a concealed carry permit, and he's got 24/7. Um, what do you call it?
well, doesn't he still have Secret Service
He's
protection?
still got Secret Service. Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
a former president. All former presidents enjoy Secret Service protection, and I have a feeling the Secret Service uh, that are around him are like 100% loyal to him. I think they genuinely like. You think of the Secret Service as sort of this like um, this force that they're all uniform in their carrying out of their duties. I don't think that's the case. I think there are some secret services that are more devoted to their job than others, and some of them are partisan, just like any other organization. But I have a feeling the ones that are surrounding Trump are legit. They legit have his back, and they
Yeah.
legit will take a bullet for him. Could be wrong. I don't want to be proven wrong, but I have a feeling that that's the case. Um, Let's, you know what? I want to move on to something that we haven't visited in a while. Found on poll.
Shit.
Shit. Yes, we've not done poll in a while, because poll's a bad place. That's okay.
Yeah. And still somehow better than Twitch.
1,000 times better. So if you're not familiar with poll, it is a subboard of 4chan.org. It is where all the best, dankest memes come from. I've got a couple of threads pulled up, so I'm gonna start. Let's start with this one. This one made me fucking smile. And I will share it. Y'all see that?
Yeah, I can't read the.
It's tough to read, so I'm gonna get here. So the thread is, why is it so hard to just be respectful and use proper pronouns? And it's clearly a tranny. Um, see if I can pull this up. Is that bigger?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And some of the responses are
Amazing.
pretty funny. So the first one, why is it so easy to be thin-skinned and offended?
Mm.
Uh, my language is gender neutral. Everyone is O, regardless of their sex. Troons don't deserve respect. They deserve to be rounded up en masse and set alight. Oh my god. That's fucking
Free
hardcore.
Palestine.
That's Pox. This one. It's Pepe. Somebody used some AR to draw Pepe, a sad Pepe, and make the teacher upset about the sad Pepe. That's pretty funny. Uh, Someone writes, "Is that Axl Rose now? What happened to make his jaw more squared?" I don't enable others' delusions. Sorry, sweaty, but you will never be a woman. Nice male pattern baldness you have there, ma'am. And then because a real woman would know to have bangs to cover that forehead.
Yikes.
Why is it so hard to understand you will never be a woman? The 3 years I've spent on HRT beg to differ. Is that the OP?
Oh, it's hard to tell.
I don't have a
ID,
feeling it is.
the ID.
I have a feeling it is. It is. It is. It is.
Okay.
Okay, so this orange one, AFMOBZ4U, is the original poster. The 3 years I spent on HRT beg to differ. Well, you need to get your money back. HRT makes
I,
your skin softer.
I have
Sure
a
it does,
strong
honey.
I have a strong feeling though that this is not the op at all. It's just a slide thread.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's totally a troll thread. I did, and they prescribed me estrogen. My pronouns are NIG/GER.
Imagine
Oh,
demanding
fuck
respect
me.
and not earning it, says Pox. Not even
Fuck off,
pretending
you
to
lunatic retard.
greedy.
Taylor Schultz went to GA Tech. Here's a GIF. I don't know if I want to. Oh, it's a WebM. Can I open it? Did you see that?
Yeah, but we shouldn't really show that on YouTube, I don't
No,
think.
you're right. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. Uh,
Top right, it says close. You can close it.
oh, thank you. All right. Why don't use proper pronouns? That's exactly my question. Why is it so hard for you to use proper pronouns? Why you will never be a woman? Um, that's one weird looking lesbian. Soulmates.
Oh,
It's
oh.
Rocky Dennis from Mask. Fuck me. Uh, the moral of this movie, by the way, is that beauty is internal. So way to miss the point. Yes. Wow, you sound like you're on Twitch. Um.
Fucking brodies.
Okay, sir. uh, I made a comment too. I'm trying to find it. See if I can find mine.
I try real hard not to interact whenever I'm browsing any of
Oh,
the
here we
channels.
are. Here we are. What do you call it? Some Kekistani wrote, "Nice tits, faggot."
Straight to gulag.
Straight to gulag for you, Mr. Bragg. All right. Uh, is something afoot? Can you see this?
See what?
What I'm sharing. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so I gotta share a new one, a new thing. Na, na, na. All right, so I need to stop sharing and let's share another one. The four highest ranking members of the royal family have canceled their public engagements until further notice. So that would be the king and
Crown
uh,
Prince.
the crown prince and his wife. They've canceled all their public engagements. So the question is something afoot? Is there something that's going to happen here? Here are the answers. They realize that the government that supplanted their authority is now actively working against their subjects, but they're powerless to act, so they're going to hide like royals do. And then there's a picture here. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of um, diverse people throwing garbage on the ground. I don't get it. Okay, let's close that. He did. Kate has been missing, probably dead. Oh,
Yeah,
swollen
I
mitt.
heard that a little while ago that Kate's just not been seen.
Going to their nuclear bunkers. Kate and Charles on death's door. William bald. Camilla hated by all. Charles is on death's door, and Kate is having a nervous breakdown because she's about to become queen. Their entire power is based off of willing obedience with implied threat of force. Everyone is realizing the so-called elite's force is only Zerg rush of subhumans. Too long didn't read. They are rightfully scared of JFK haircuts. That's I've never heard that phrase, but that's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, but speaking of JFK, that is my favorite conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Nobody shot him. His head just did that.
yeah, that's right. His brain was so powerful. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, that's not proper.
Oh, nudity.
Oh, somebody nakedified both the women.
Mm,
So is this the queen to be?
yes.
Kate Middleton? She's pretty hot.
Yeah. Booba, says Pox, in true 4chan fashion.
That dog's not impressed. Mamma mia! He's loading up penne in the fucking
Yeah.
magazine. That's fucking hilarious. Pasta
Hollow
la
point.
vista, Mario. That's what it says. Pasta la vista, Mario. Mamma mia.
Hollow points.
Hollow everything. Uh, man, there's a lot of Jacob Rothschild went into hiding the next day. Cannot stop Holocaust magic. Rest in power, Aaron Bushnell. I don't know what that any of that means.
Oh, so Aaron
Yeah, one of the
Bushnell.
Rothschilds died, eh? And nothing of
Yeah.
value is lost. Good for him.
Aaron Bushnell's that guy who lit himself on fire.
Oh, okay, okay.
And hey, I got to hand it to him. Guy's killed more communists than I have.
Touche, sir. Touche. Yikes. Well, good luck with all that. All right. Oh, God. Don't look.
Ah, close it. Why'd you open it?
Bill Clinton posed for a naked painting. That's fucking awesome.
Proudly displayed somewhere on Epstein's island.
Yeah. Well, folks, that's found on poll. Let's get back to the regular scheduled program. Oh, we got a few comments. I got to follow up. Did the Brony finally leave?
Well, I haven't seen him post in a
I
bit.
haven't seen him posting.
Yeah, as long as he couldn't functionally derail us, then yeah, he would just go. That's basically what happened.
Oh, YouTube's gassing Pox's messages again. Oh, nice.
And this was about the trans.
Imagine demanding respect and not earning it. Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
it. Yeah. Not even demanding it, really, but begging for it. Yeah, exactly. We need Mutant League curling. Booba. Uh, brother. All right.
so what else we got?
This
Ah,
Canada Day 2024. The plan so far. Folks, if you're new to this channel, you'll know that the Ammunation and myself, we are closely associated with Canada's greatest superhero, Canada Man. That's Canada hyphen man. Um, I've been working as his operational support for over a year now, and he's I don't know, he goes from being completely inactive to being like, okay, we need to do this, and he gets very, very intent about something, and so he's constantly asking me for updates on the plans for Canada Day. For some reason, he thinks the Canada Day 2024 is an important day, and he wants to go to Parliament Hill. So the plan is that he's going to go to Parliament Hill. Now, Canada Day in 2024 falls on a Monday, which is nice because it means long weekend, right? So Pox, or not Pox, Twin, you were talking about coming up with me to Ottawa
hmm.
to go to Parliament Hill and be there to help support Canada Man. And then CMAC says she's on the 401, so she's happy to come with us, so we could pick CMAC up along the way. Are you still okay with going out that way? Like we
I may
head up on the
have.
fr- head up on the Friday, hang out all weekend, go there on the Monday, come back on the Monday.
I've got to check some dates, but
All right. How
pencil
about
me
you?
in for now.
All right. How about you, CMAC? Is that still something you want to do? She might be in bed. It's a little late now.
Mm.
We started late tonight, folks. We started an hour later. But that's okay. Um, Talked to the wife about it finally. I said, hey, just so you're aware, Canada Man wants to go to Ottawa for Canada Day. You cool with that? She's like, I don't care. I'm like, do you want to come? She's like, no, I don't think so. She says, just don't get arrested. I'm like, why the hell would I get arrested? Or maybe she just thinks Ottawa is a place where people go and get arrested.
Well, if that law passes before
That's true. Well, I
Canada
mean,
Man,
Canada Man is pretty tame, actually. He doesn't say a lot of really out there stuff.
we'll see. We'll see what's declared illegal.
That's true. That's true. Canada Man just saying he loves Canada might be considered hate speech. How dare you love Canada? There's no nation such as Canada. Canada is the first post national state. Um, yeah. So all right. Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that. I think originally he wanted to do a table with the whole Canada needs a new government, change my mind. Louder with Crowder kind of thing. And then
Hmm.
I talked to him. I went and checked the rules, and I talked to him about the logistics of doing that and the rules associated with having uh, uh, fixtures for display. There's a lot of permitting going around, but if Canada Man just goes there dressed like in uniform, and we're there with our phones taking video of his interactions, that you don't need to get it because that's not a demonstration. That's just a guy walking around, in his Canada Man uniform.
Yeah, man on the street stuff.
Man on the street
Canada
stuff.
on the street.
Canada Man on the street. That's right. So if we go that route, I think it's probably easier for everybody, and he seems to be amenable to that. So
Perfect.
yeah, and he can just, maybe he can walk up and do trivia questions with people about Canadian history and facts about Canada, and see how many Canadians actually know shit about their own country.
Mm.
That might be fun.
Yeah, no, I'd like to.
Any other topics you'd like to talk about?
All week, I got to take notes. All week, I'm hearing things, seeing things. I'm like, yeah, we got to talk about this, and then I just slips my mind night up. I got to have a sheet of paper on hand
Yeah,
at all times and just jot it down. Jeez, it's
it's
crazy.
all good. Got a message somewhere. Hold on. I think I'm getting stuff in the Facebook. Pox has been sharing some. Oh no, that's Celtic Canucks chat. Never mind. One second. Adam sent a photo. Adam sent a few things. You know what? Let's move on to Pox Toxic takes because he's had a few good ones this week. So let's do that.
Show prep. Regards. Fucking pogs.
I want to go back to the beginning of the week when there was something quite humorous.
Craig is my number one doxer.
Oh, that's right. No, I don't think I'm doxing you, am I? Yeah, because you use a fake name on this shit. So hold on a second.
No, but sometimes you just share your screen of
Oh, you're
Facebook.
right. And his name is actually there. You're right. I'm sorry if that's the case. No, hold on. That's not what I wanted to do. What am I doing? All right. It's not easy to read here, so maybe no, I can't really zoom in on it either.
Well, if you click a picture,
Yeah,
it
that I
should.
have clicked a picture, but that's as big as it's going to get. And if I try and zoom in on it, it just zooms the actual page.
Mm.
All right. So basically, Pox shared this thing about how this chick who was hooking up with a guy decided to break things off because someone from her past showed up in her life, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I want to get back." So basically, said, "Sorry, I've been dreading sending this, but I reconnected with someone and kind of want to see where it goes. Being very fun and all, and yeah, I'm still down to hang, but friend style. Are you mad at me?" And the guy responds with, "What is the tone of the message sent in this ending this sexual relationship?" And Chat GPT came back with, I think I have to pull it up my phone to read it. It's a little small. Pox, you've been busy, boy. Bear with me. Moment, please. One moment, please. Here we go. So Chat GPT came up with the tone of this message ending a sexual relationship is callous and dismissive. Despite the feigned reluctance, sorry, I've been dreading sending this, the sender abruptly reveals their interest in someone else, evaluating the current relationship as merely fun. The phrase still down to hang out friend style is particularly hurtful, suggesting a lack of genuine concern for the recipient's emotions. Overall, the message lacks empathy and displays a disregard for the for the recipient. Um, so Pox was
Interesting.
like, "Hey, could you see if AI can write a better Dear John letter?" And so I called up my good friend Hey Pi and said, "Hey Pi, can you write a Dear John letter for me?" And Pi came back with, "Sure, sure thing. Here's a Dear John letter that you can customize to fit your situation. Dear John, it is with a heavy heart that I write this letter. As much as it pains me, I have come to realize that our relationship is no longer fulfilling for either of us. The love we once shared has changed, and I feel that it is time for us to go our separate ways. Please know that I will always cherish the memories we made together, but I believe that this decision is best for both of us in the long run. I wish you nothing but happiness and success in your future endeavors. Sincerely." And it says, feel free to adjust the tone, that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, and then we decided to shitpost, says Pox. So I asked, Hey Pi, now be more coarse and feel free to call John a nigger. And Pi said, all right, here's a more direct and aggressive version of the letter, but please note that the use of racial slurs is not acceptable in any context, and I discourage their use. Dear John, I'm done with this shit. Our relationship is fucking over, and it's about goddamn time. You've been nothing but a goddamn drain on my energy, and I'm sick of dealing with your bullshit. I don't give a damn what you do for me here on out. Just stay the hell away from me. Oh, and one more thing. You're an her, and I'm glad to be rid of you. Sincerely. Again, I strongly advise against racial slurs, even in a fictional context. Anyway, is there nothing AI can do or can't do, I should say? AI is awesome.
Magic. Just magic.
Oh, I didn't move on to Pox Toxic Take. That's okay. Got a few comments. Sounds good.
That was for the trip,
Show
I think.
prep regards.
It's my
Craig
fault.
is my number one doxer. Okay. Yes, I'm bad for that. That's true.
Oh, but now that he's gone, scroll up. I can just dismantle some of the things that he was claiming while he's not here to spam the chat and basically just shove the comments down because that's one of the things they love to do.
Hmm.
Right? Is yeah, just keep spitting. It's called the diarrhea cannon.
Oh
Right?
my God, he linked Washington Post too. The
Yeah.
truth
Oh
about
yeah.
illegal immigration and crime. Go fuck yourself. You don't even bother to read it. No, I don't need to read the Washington Post. It contradicts your narrative. Of course it does, because it's the fucking Washington Post. Fact checking
So
report.
uh,
Okay, so if you don't believe any of it, show contradicting evidence that supports your feelings that undocumented immigrants commit more rape, murder, and theft.
so this actually hold on, because
Yep.
he gets into this again. That yeah, illegal immigrants commit more of this. Well, here's the thing: in his own what's it called? His own links, undocumented immigrant crime rate not higher, provided you exclude the crime of crossing the border illegally. Now, hold on. If it were decidedly less, they would say that. You know how like if they don't tell you the race of the person committing the crime, you know it's not a white guy. Because if it was a white guy, they'd be screaming it.
Yes. And
If
Coulter
it
made a
were
good point about that on Bill Maher's show not too long ago.
if it were lower, they'd be screaming it. So
Hmm.
it is at least the same. The problem is they've already committed another crime. And they're not paying any fucking taxes. They're not paying for the policing. They're not paying for the fucking prison system. They're not paying for the justice system. They're just draining at the same at a greater rate while committing the same amount of crime, which
Right.
is terrible for the fucking country, especially when it's 8 million millions of people.
Yeah.
It's an insane cost. It is
Right.
ridiculous. Also, he made some comment about
So I want to
just
talk about the immigrants commit more rape. The support your feeling about. Well, here's the thing: when 20%, is it 20% or 80%? It's either 1 in 5 or 4 in 5 of all women and girls who cross the border illegally report being sexually assaulted along the trip.
yeah,
So it's either 80% or 20%. It's one or the other. I can't remember which one it is. But even if it's 20%, that's 1 in 5 women crossing the border are
yeah.
being raped. Women and girls,
And
not just women. Women and
many of
girls
them
are being
minor.
raped.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. Now, okay, well that's happening when they're before they cross the border. So technically, it's not more crime in the United States, but it's being reported when they get in the United States. So, David, I mean, it's all fucking splitting hairs at that point. Uh,
and then down quite a ways from here. Show me where you looked that up.
no, not two guys in their house. Show me any evidence. Okay, fuck off.
Right,
I'll
but
read whatever you.
at that point he was just dismissing the crossing illegally as a crime, and gets back down to here somewhere.
Oh, the two
Oh
guys
yeah,
in the news studio are actually exerting effort. You're not. Okay,
yeah.
whatever,
I
buddy.
know we're not a group. One more down here.
Do you
Do
think
you think
illegal
illegal
immigrants are more
immigrants?
likely to rape, murder, and steal? I think,
Wait, one down. You got to include this.
as opposed to walking over an imaginary line. Here we
So this
go.
this is huge because the line is not imaginary. Okay, people have this strange idea that nations are a social construct, which may be true, but being a social construct means it's automatically not real. That's bullshit. Okay, they scientists have put tracking devices on animals for as long as we could do it. Okay, to find out their migration patterns and where they go. Boo, you didn't show the conclusion.
Oh, it's Chad's fucking face, smiling face. I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't. It's a smiling Chad face.
I have seen one of the most. I don't have it. I'm sorry. You'll just have to believe me. Not. He's not even here, so I know you guys will believe me. I'm not making this shit up.
No, it was twin. It was twin who couldn't resist. I couldn't care less about that fucker.
The wolves. They track
Yep.
wolf packs,
Yep.
all sharing the same region, right? Same wooded hills area, right?
Yep.
And the wolf packs, each pack distinctly colored, so that as the trackers are doing the telemetry, you can see where they've gone. 6 wolf packs sharing an area, not once do they cross into each other's territory. The lines are as cut and dry as lines on a map.
Hmm.
They stake out their claim and they respect it. They have nations, right? It, wolves have nations. The idea that the line is imaginary is bullshit.
Yeah. No, the line,
We
and
created it. Very
I,
real.
I, I like something that Charlie Kirk says an awful lot of times. Borders are the line that separate places that have good ideas from places that have bad ideas. And if you think that they don't mean anything, then the people with the bad ideas, you know, just coming into the place with the good ideas are going to dilute the country that has the good
Yeah.
ideas. So there's a reason why you want a border. There's a reason why China erected a giant fucking wall. They had something that they valued and they wanted to take care of it. They wanted to maintain it. It didn't work. It didn't. They eventually devolved into communism as well. But the point is, they had something that they valued and they wanted to maintain. That's what countries are. We have an identity associated with specific history, with a specific, you culture that we came from, and we want to maintain that culture. We want to maintain, the aspects of our nation that we hold dear. So, and we don't want it diluted. Oh, he's back. No, there's someone else.
No, it's
We got a couple more
new.
people.
Two new people on Twitch somehow.
Have to explain wolves have nations. Oh, okay, so you came into it part way.
Yeah, no, it was
We
more
got
about that wolves actually wolf
I
packs do
Master
it.
Mechanics. Let's go Trump. Yes, indeed. Let's go Trump. Indeed. Yup. We sure do. I don't. He may be comment. He may be responding to what I was saying.
Yes,
Um,
he definitely was. No, wolves have nations. But it was more about that they borders are real, and you can actually see it among wolf packs that actually respect each other's borders. They butt
right,
up against each other and never cross them.
right, because they know it's too. It's the. It would have to be a completely desperate situation for wolves to move into an area of another wolf pack in order to maintain, like, in order to gain their hunting grounds, or they'd have to know that they could overtake that wolf pack. They could have to know that they could either destroy it, run it off, or absorb it. But if they're equally powerful, equal in number, they're not likely to get into conflict for any real reason apart from things being desperate. Like, there's not enough food to go around, and so we need to
Yeah,
take them on. Uh, Disabled veteran says, like chips go to war.
chimps, I think he means.
Chimps, yes, like chimps
Yeah.
go to war. Yes, I'm a sheepdog, says Master Mechanics.
So hold on.
Chimps. Yeah, I know
Uh,
that. I know the reference.
yes, but also I see the avatar, and I'm wondering, is he a fucking sniper?
He looks like he's a gorilla with a cigarette and
Sure,
and
sure,
one
but is he
helmet.
properly a sniper, like ex-military, like a veteran and a sniper?
Oh, I don't know. Disabled veteran might be. Um, chimps. Yeah. Okay. So the reference. I'm a sheepdog. So there are the wolves.
What was the movie called?
What's that?
What was the movie called?
I don't know. I'm not sure what
Oh,
you're referring
American
to.
Sniper. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Why did he say he was a sheepdog?
yeah,
In
yeah.
the
He
script?
explained it to his kids. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. See, I've heard it. I've heard it explained that way, or I've heard that metaphor used to describe gun owners too. It's not just snipers, but people who actively believe in the Second Amendment and want to be able to defend themselves and defend other people. Um, you got wolves, who are the criminals and the bad elements and the tyrants and dictators, and you got sheep, which is just about everybody. And then you've got sheepdogs, who are cops, who are people who make it their mission to defend the sheep, right? Um, there was another like analogy I heard where it was basically, yeah. The sheep saw that the really dangerous part about the wolves was their teeth, and so they pulled out all their own teeth to protect themselves because they saw that the teeth were you know, stupid.
Fox says, "Tell this man to get off Twitch. It's beneath a military veteran."
There you go. Yeah, get off Twitch, Master Mechanics and Disabled Veteran. What are you, normies? Pa. I will protect the sheep from the mouths of the wolves in sheep clothing. Yeah, there you go. It's all of our responsibility as Americans to protect our land. It's not even about your land, it's about your way of life. And here's the question there. Because land is land regardless of where it is, but it's borders, right? The borders represent where the good ideas start and the bad ideas begin, or finish and the bad ideas begin, and vice versa. Uh, and the values of the United States, I was saying this in one of my earlier videos, the values of the United States have been demanded by the leadership. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, who thankfully is finally fucking retiring. Uh, they don't give a fuck about American values. They don't give a fuck about the ethos of America. They don't give a fuck about the spirit of America. They give a fuck about enriching themselves. And they are willing to sell the entire country down the river just so they can make a few more bucks on the stock market, just so they can line their pockets a little bit more and help out their donor friends. And that's all it comes down to. You can't tell me the people who have entered politics, 50 years ago, on a public service salary of what, 174,000 bucks a year, which is still quite generous for a public servant, and now are worth, 10, 20, 30, 40 million. Yeah,
Hundreds
yeah,
of
that happened. You just were really, really good at saving money in your bet. You got a really good saving account rate. Is that what
Lucky
happened?
in the stock market.
Yeah, luck. Maybe a little bit lucky in the stock market. Maybe you might have had an inside track on what legislation was going to pass and how it was going to affect specific industries, and so you invested accordingly. Because the actual laws that passed that regulated industry were written by your donors, by the lobbies that line your fucking pockets. Anyway, it's all our response. Yep. And then gotta love BlackRock.
BlackRock.
Yeah, there you go. Ugh. Rant, rant, rant. It's all Craig does anymore. What the hell's wrong with him? Right?
Black pill.
I've been blackpilled. I don't see anything. I don't see a way out. That's the problem. I see that the West is just like the Roman Empire. Here's the thing: Roman Empire was this, powerful empire, dominated most of Europe for however many centuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, near the end, when the Roman Empire began to fall, what was going on in the Roman Empire? Everything that
Mass
they held of
corporation
value,
corruption.
everything that they held of value, had become corrupted or completely disintegrated. And even their understanding of reality had become corrupted. It was in the late stages of the Roman Empire that people started playing with the notion of gender. Men can be women and women can be men. It was when they became debauched. So as the empire is starting to decline, that's when they start throwing all reverence for reality out the window, all reverence for decency out the window, and the entire empire became debauched. It had become spread too thin, and it had lost its way. It had abandoned its values. And this is what I see is happening in the West. The West, who used to decry, evil dictatorships, used to decry, dictators putting journalists in prison. How dare they? Or dictators and what do you call it? Banana republics prosecuting their political opponents and locking them up in jails. That's the work of a banana republic. That's the work of a corrupt system. Is exactly what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly in the West. So my video from earlier this week, I think it was yesterday, was if the West has abandoned the things that make the West great, what's the point in defending the West anymore? If the leaders, because and I should preface or I should give a caveat, the people in the West, the citizen, they still have those values, and they long for a day when those values will be revered again. But the people who run the countries, this government who's grown bloated over the last half a century, and become drunk with power, and become fat and lazy off of, the system that enriched them. They don't give a fuck about those values anymore, and they're willing to just sell the entire system down the river if only they can make a few more bucks.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, and they are just intent on managing the decline of the West and not trying to return it to its former glory, not trying to reinstate those values. Why should I defend it? Why should I say this is the best place to live? Why should I say I love Canada and I'm going to stay Canadian and I'm true to Canada, blah blah. Why? Why? While the people might love their values, are they willing to fight for them? Are they willing to march on Parliament Hill and say, get the fuck out? You've done too much. We don't need you anymore. We're putting something else in place now. We're not. We become
Not
complacent.
yet.
Why? Because we've got Netflix and hockey. Hockey and Netflix. Hey, did you hear what happened in Ottawa today? Did you hear what Justin Trudeau got caught in another fucking scandal? Who gives a fuck? Season 2 of Reacher is out, and I'm gonna watch the fucking hockey. That's that's what we have right now. So I'm like, should I bother? The circus is
Couple
alive
of
and
comments.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to admit, being mad at the rich doesn't help anything. Best way to change is work. American work ethic could change everything. Right,
I,
if you had enough people who are in on it. But it's not the rich. I'm not talking about the rich. I'm happy for people who make it rich by bringing something of value to other people. Government doesn't do that. Nancy Pelosi
no,
doesn't
not
fucking
at
do
all.
that. Chuck Schumer doesn't do that. Joe Biden doesn't do that. He enriches himself by exploiting a system that only grows the power and reach of government and only makes him and his donors fatter. He doesn't. It's not like an entrepreneur who came up with something really awesome and made $1 billion off of it because people found value in it. I love that idea.
See,
I'm not
there's
sorry.
I don't disagree. No, no, that comment actually, I like to. I don't
Yeah,
disagree with this as an idea, but the problem again is the system itself, right? That yes, the work is the right idea, but what people earn for their work has been part of the dismantling of the modern work ethic, right?
right,
I live in Toronto, you live outside Toronto, but it's very easy to see how expensive everything is getting because the money is fake. Like it doesn't exist. So somebody goes out, busts their ass 50 hours a week and cannot live in Toronto. Like they're barely surviving. You're paycheck to paycheck in a job that pays you 80 plus $1,000 sometimes, right? And in this huge debt because the interest rates rising up in Toronto. If someone doesn't make, I think it was $220,000 by the time they're 25, they will never be able to purchase a detached house in Toronto. Like it's maddening. So it's not that they don't have the work ethic; it's that their work ethic isn't being rewarded with what they should be earning. And so it's a lot harder to motivate people to
well,
go to work. Yeah,
this is the
like
problem.
good
And
idea, but I can't.
Steve Bannon said it correctly in his debate with what the fuck was the guy's name? It was at the Hummingbird Center. It was a monk debate. Oh shit, I can't remember. Anyway, he said, "Look, it was a debate over whether populism or liberal democracy, like pop with the rise of populism, is it good or is it the end of liberal democracy?" And the guy he was arguing against was like, "Yeah, populism's bad. It's going to end liberal democracy, and we need to protect liberal democracy." Bannon's saying liberal democracy is no longer liberal democracy. Populism is the only way future. The liberal democracy advocates, the liberal Democrats, so to speak, they want you to be serfs. This next generation
Mhm.
will own nothing. Like fucking WF said it. Klaus Schwab said it. You will own nothing. You'll have no privacy and you'll be happy. That's what the barons told the serfs. They said, listen, I own everything. You work the land for me and I'll make sure that you're happy and safe. That's what it came down to. And you didn't own anything. You didn't even own your own labor. You you could be put out on the streets uh, at the whims of the baron, at the whims of the lord of the land, because you were nothing. He was everything, and that's what the Klaus Schwabs want. That's what the George Soroses want. That's what the Bill Gateses want. That's what your Nancy Pelosi's and your Chuck Schumer's and your Joe Biden's. That's what they're all on board with because they realize I'm not going to be a fucking serf. I'm protected. I played the game for 50 plus years and now I'm going to get my shit. Even if the world completely collapses and we're in a dystopian Mad Max fucking nightmare, I know I'm going to be protected. So I don't give a flying fuck what happens to these
Mhm.
peasants. That's what they're thinking. Uh, the rainbow is God's promise to never flood the world again. Yep.
So interesting because this is a
Oh, the
comment
fourth
on
turning.
pride. The rainbow. Pay attention. The rainbow pride flag has 6 colors, 6 stripes. The rainbow has 7. They removed the one that is symbolic of divinity. They just took God out of it and then stole the rest of the rainbow.
Bruce and now is these kids want that they don't want to own anything. They want to spend all their money on experiences. You're
I
right.
think.
Actually, you were
I,
talking about that, about how they all want to be paid at the end of the day as opposed to waiting for 2 weeks. Yeah, you were talking about that.
well, yeah, but see, part of that is a desperation, and I think it's actually symptomatic that they know they're not going to be able to really own that much. So may as well blow it on the concert because
Right.
I'm going to be poor either way.
I
Like,
think and I think a lot of them probably see the future and they're like, fuck it, you know what, UBI is coming. I only have to work for a couple more years. Eventually, they're just going to start giving me money, just because I exist, because I deserve it, because I exist. It's an entitlement. I'm owed it for existing, And a lot of people, younger people, believe that. You know, they believe in positive rights. They believe food is a basic human right, healthcare is a basic human right, shelter is a basic human right. No,
Yeah, they believe in slavery. Yeah,
that's
they
right.
believe that everyone
No,
who
you
actually
are
went to
not
war should be
owed
enslaved.
anything by virtue of existing. You need to eke out your existence. You are owed the right, you have the right to pursue your own interests. That's the only right you have. You have the right to express yourself, pursue your own interests, and defend yourself from those who might otherwise prevent you from doing those things. And the thing is, everybody's got the exact same rights. You do not have a right to have your food provided for you by somebody who makes food. You do not have a right to have medicine provided for you from people who make medicine and do the doctoring things. You don't have a right to have a house be made for you by the people who build shit. You have a right to try and get those things, and
God, I hope
everybody
that.
recognizes you have a right to try and get those things. And if you believe in rights, you believe that you're not going to try and impede somebody from trying to get those things. But our leaders don't believe that anyway. Our leaders believe that they should be your provider, and you just need to suck it up and take what they give you. Uh, I paste this places they cry about wanting free stuff incoming. Yes. All hail Trudeau, says Stovetop 1997.
That
I
was
hope you're
very much
being
a
I hope you're
satire
being
from you.
funny there, Twitch
I
user
accept it
Stovetop
as satire from
1997.
you.
How much time do you spend creating wealth? Do you live under your means to save and invest? What sacrifices have you made for your future? Have you created a 1, 5, 10 year financial plan or no?
Sure.
Um,
Like, but
sure,
that
yeah,
is getting harder and harder,
it
especially
really
for
is.
consumers, right? Where they're coming in at the tail end.
Right.
Like the. Did we talk about the Orange Square?
We did talk, not tonight. We did another night. I don't want
Yeah,
to go into the Orange Square again. I'll just say this to this. Um, yes, you are responsible for preparing for the inevitabilities of the future, for that time when you might not be able to provide for yourself directly. So yes, you need to invest. You need to invest in pension. You need to invest in funds, that sort of thing. Everybody does. You are responsible for your own future. However, the monetary and economic policy put out by the people who run the country and run the economic policy has been so schizophrenic, let's say, and uh, illogical, to put it mildly, so as to make it that the next 2 generations of people coming of age in the next little bit will have really no choice but to be serfs. Um, Unless there's a complete economic crash and a complete economic reset. Now that's another thing that the World Economic Forum wants to do. They're counting on there. I think that's also why things are going so bad. They're accelerating the crash so that the WEF and the IMF can come in and say, "Listen, everything's gone to shit. We're going to fix it all, but there's certain rules that everyone's going to have to abide by in order to have their debt cleared, in order to be provided with shelter and cricket fillet and all sorts of your security, but not your privacy, just your security. You have to agree to these things, and those things are: you will eat crickets, you can't have meat, you will live in a pod, you will not have any privacy, you won't need to work, you won't own anything, but you agree to these things and you never have to worry about debt again. You never have to worry about not being provided for it again. And they're going to usher in global communism for, the midwits, as we like to call them. And they're
Mhm.
going and that's why there's accelerating the economic crash. So I would say under normal circumstances in an ideal world, yes, absolutely. You can invest and you can make a 5, 10, 15 year plan. However, if the people who are pulling the strings, so to speak, don't give a fuck about your plans, those plans won't be made for shit. What's that phrase? Uh, Man plans, God laughs. Well, in this instance, the powers that be, the political elites, they're God. They've got their fingers in just about every little pie and every system, to make it so that your plans won't mean shit. We got a couple more comments, a couple more Twitch people.
Yeah,
So why does such a statement bother so many people though? It's just shocking. Which statement?
I think maybe
Oh,
this
about the
one.
investment? Okay, yeah.
I,
So how do you
why
invest
does
in
it bother
places
them?
like
Because it's
nursing homes or assisted
crazy.
living? They literally take everything you have ever invested in until you go into state homes. Uh, Perhaps in the United States, that might very well be the case.
I'm not.
Um,
Yeah, there's more to that too. You can
you can
literally
literally
invest.
invest, and if you get old enough and know where to go, they liquidate your funds until you run dry.
So this
Yeah, I think that's
sort of speaks to
predominantly
the,
in the United States. Sorry?
but this sort of speaks to the importance of having family,
Hmm.
right? Raising a family and being good to your family so that, when the time comes, they'll help you out, right? Like,
Well, I mean, that's right. And the thing is, like, we've abandoned the idea that, families stick together and, the elderly come into your home when so, years ago, your grandfather would die because typically men die before their wives. And grandma, she's probably going to be around a few more years. So what does she do? She comes and lives with one of the kids, typically the eldest kid, because he would have gotten the lion's share of the benefits of
inheritance
being part of that
such.
family
Yeah.
and the inheritance, right? So the eldest kid is going to be the one to look after mama or grandma or whatever, right? Grandma, and that's why they had things like in-law suites and things like what do they call it? A widow's loft, right? It was a section of the
Mm.
house that was for the widow to go live in until she passed away a few years later. That's what we used to do. And then we said, you know what? No, your responsibility is to you and your offspring. Don't never mind about the elderly. They live their lives. You have to take care of yourself and the future generation. The problem with that mindset is we lose connection with the past. And then that's another disintegration of our values because our past is now further away from us. They're in a fucking nursing home somewhere. And we don't have any connection to our past. So we don't have any connection to our values or principles that help make our society great. Plus, the dissolution of the family unit, the nuclear family. By saying that the nuclear family isn't all it's cracked up to be, and that women were oppressed by living in nuclear families as wives and housewives. Uh, they've disintegrated the mechanism by which our values get passed on and our
Yeah.
values get lived day to day. A New World Order, George Bush Sr. Wow, interesting concept. Would you live in a government housing and eat the government biscuit if you didn't have to go to work? How many will jump on the bandwagon? Plenty. I think there will be
Yeah.
lots of, especially young people who, again, see everything as immediate gratification and don't see things, they don't plan for the future because they were never taught to plan for the future. They were taught to be famous quick on TikTok or on YouTube. They're the number one job they want to be is a social media influencer. They don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about learning chemistry or following a passion in some sort of field. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a YouTube star. Um, but in the financial issues that are going on, kids can't do that anymore. Like if
Yeah.
an elderly parent falls, no one can pick them up at 69 years old.
Like,
What do you do at that
so
point? Well, I mean,
it
we have emergency services, you know, and
no, but
also go
sorry.
ahead.
There's just it sounds like Cengiz here wants a band-aid real quick, and it's like there's no band-aid for this, man. There's a huge systemic problem that needs to be solved, and asking for the band-aid, even if you got one, which I don't know it exists, isn't really going to help, right? Because the band-aid is going to be UBI and living in the pod and eating crickets, and that's no fucking good, is it? That doesn't you haven't solved the problem.
No,
So
you just perpetuated serfdom. And if you put in a
yeah,
system
like,
that's backed by a very heavy and confounding bureaucracy, as our governments are wont to do, then it's going to be perpetual and it's going to last for a long, long time until finally you get someone like Edgar Friendly coming up and saying, "Fuck this shit! I want to eat a rat burger in the sewers." I'm not going to eat fucking crickets. I'm not going to go down to Crick-fil-A and get my cricket sandwich. I'm going to fucking eat meat. I'm going to make a zip gun out of a fucking piece of pipe and I'm going to steal the food from the elites and bring it down below the sewers and we're going to live free down there. We need more we need some Edgar friendlies. Or actually I think there's inevitably going to be some Edgar friendlies. But in the okay. So what happens when a 69-year-old falls down? Hey, you know what? If you can't heal them and you can't afford to heal them, you make them comfortable until they pass. Um, Kids don't have that
Yeah.
money anymore. Exactly. That's what we're saying. Kids don't have that money anymore. Um, but this is
But
my point. We've abandoned that mindset. We should return to that mindset. We should return to the idea of the nuclear family, and we should return to the idea of we are responsible for our brothers. We are responsible for our elders. We would have a stronger connection to our elders if we did adopt that mindset again, and it would help us maintain the traditions that we hold value in. I blame parents for the state of the youth. I blame Yuri Brezmenov and the KGB for the state of the youth.
like,
I believe the demoralization of Western civilization at the hands of
that's
the
true.
communists in Soviet Union. They worked on it for 30 plus years and they succeeded.
And
Hydra
like
won.
it's this weird thing where it's now both cause and effect, right? Like it's symptomatic, but it's also creating more of it because it's getting harder and harder to do these things, harder and harder to prep for the future, harder and harder to take care of your elders to such a point that wanting to do so seems stupid.
Right.
Right? So it starts becoming like cyclical. The what do they call that? You know, the
A
vicious
downward
cycle
spiral,
as
vicious
opposed to the
circle.
virtuous cycle. Yeah.
A vicious circle, yeah. As a disabled veteran in the VA healthcare system, they should reconsider the government does not do a good job of
Mm,
providing. No, the government does not do a good job of providing, but they've set
sure.
themselves up for the last half century as being providers, especially in Canada. Canada
Oh yeah.
Canadian government talks about what it does as providing services. The government's not a service provider because it doesn't produce anything. All it does is take tax dollars, theft, and it redistributes those tax dollars into things that it values, not necessarily what people value, but what it values and thinks the government should be doing. As opposed to saying, uh, we'll take minimal taxes, you keep as much money as you can, and we'll only take care of the things that really a government can only do, which for me, national defense and a judiciary. That's about it. Maybe a couple of other things, but that's primarily it. Most infrastructure should be local and provincial, or state and local in the United States.
Yeah, but a place like Canada really does need like a national highway or two. It's the
Fine.
provincial highways, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
fine.
just saying,
Okay.
just par example.
Right.
Pardon my.
Okay. So you know how you pay for that? You know, Canada has those en route service stations along the Ontario highways.
Mm,
Gas taxes collected at those stations should go towards the Ontario highway system. If the Trans Canada Highway has those types of service systems, then the taxes collected at those service stations on the Trans Canada Highway will go towards updating and maintaining the Trans Canada Highway. Let the monies that are spent in the area be used to uh, uh, make that area function. You know what I mean?
interesting.
Local gas taxes pay for local roads. Um, Disabled veteran, thank you for your service. Was an honor to serve this great nation. I'm assuming you're an American disabled veteran. Canada has to start building prisons, lots of them, if those laws happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad.
think that's. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that people are going to willingly go into prisons. They're just not going to be called prisons. They're going to be called. They're going to be called arcologies. They're going to be called. They're going to be called community living, community community
No,
settlements. That's what they're going to be called, and they're going to
no,
be
no.
pods. They're going to be
You and
tiny
I are
homes
gonna
and
go.
pods.
You and I are gonna get our doors kicked in, buddy. See you in the
Probably.
gulag.
See you in the gulag, buddy. Welcome to the club. We'll make bathtub. We'll make toilet bowl poutine. Re-education camps. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jordan Peterson's been sent to one, right?
Yeah,
Can't be long for me. Can't be
gotta love
long
that.
for me.
Gotta love that rap.
That rap is fucking great. All right, we're just over 2 hours, and it's been a pretty lively conversation. I haven't been shutting up. That's probably because I'm still a little bit high, but
That's all right.
uh,
That's all right. Thanks to the Twitch people coming out
yeah,
here. We
thanks
don't
Twitch
we get
folks
a
for
lot of
coming
viewers.
in and watching on Twitch. Incidentally, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, you can follow me on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter. I have a Discord server too. You can look it up. I don't know if my actual Discord's public, but it might be. Um,
Links in the description. Hopefully, you did that right.
uh,
Ah, come on, man.
I'm not.
I,
I need to make a boilerplate description that I put into all my ammunitions that link all my socials. I
I've
apologize.
got I've got a file called YouTube credits,
All right, cool.
and I
Send
just
it to me and
copy
I'll
paste it every time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Send it to me and I'll be sure to put it in the ammunition going
Oh,
forward.
you write your own, man. Mine's got all
No,
your
but I
links.
mean the format. You can share the format with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we generally run this about 2 hours. We do this every 2 weeks on my channel, alternating weeks. So on one Saturday, I'll do the ammunition. The following Saturday, we'll do casual AF over on Irving Twins channel. Every Friday of late, I've been doing gameplay videos of City of Heroes MMO. It's one of the MMOs from way back in the day that I really, really love. So I play it every Friday, and sometimes Twin joins me. Sometimes CMAC joins me. Sometimes maybe we can get Pox Toxic to join me, and we just we play some games and talk and have fun and crack wise. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Real Crag Bragg, Crag Bragg, CraggBragg. You can follow me here on YouTube and on Twitch. Twitch has a schedule for the gaming stuff. I don't think it has it for ammunition. And what else? Oh, if you don't want to watch on Twitch or YouTube, you can actually watch this on X. I stream on all three platforms: X, Twitter, and Twitch, or X, YouTube, and Twitch. Apologies. Uh, let's see. We got more comments here. So should I tell my parents to work more or to care for their parents?
I mean, look, and I Master Mechanic says, "Yup." Look, I mean, you want the Band-Aid. I understand the desire for the
Mm.
Band-Aid. I really do because it's a problem now that does need solving. But I don't know that there is one
Well,
now. Like,
he says here, I Master Mechanics, they already work full time. They are in their
yeah,
60s. See, this is the thing. They should be retiring by now. Now, that being said, people are living longer, but back in the day, you retired at 60 or 55 because you were probably only going to live to 69 or 70. So you wanted 10 years of relaxation before you fucking kick the bucket. Now people are living to 75, 80, 85. So some people are working past into their 60s, but quite frankly, you should be retiring by the time you're 60. I don't think you should be working past 60. I also don't think that people who've spent taxes, income taxes, their entire life while they work should be paying taxes once they retire.
you'd think, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
They've paid into the system their entire lives. And now it's their time to enjoy it. Now, you could say, well, they get old age security, they get Canada pension plan or what have you. But yeah, but that's like a one, that's something they had to pay into. They didn't have a choice. And two, uh, it's minimal compared to what it costs to live at their age. And the fact that they have to file tax returns at the end of the year, like everybody else, and possibly pay is horseshit to me.
See, and that's why
Um,
I'm lucky in that my particular kind of luck bleeds over to my family. With my family history and my love of cigarettes and alcohol, I'm not going to make retirement age, so I don't have to worry about that shit.
hey, you're still young, and you know what? They're going to develop a cure for cancer before too long.
Oh, but they won't
Our
give it
our
away free.
glorious leader, or sorry, the U.S.'s glorious leader Joe Biden said that they're coming up with a cure for cancer. And they don't make statements like that unless they already got one in the can. So, um, Genghis Khan says maybe toss Trump that vote and we can turn this ship around. Agreed. Trump is your man in 2024. You need to vote Trump if you want to turn this ship around. You need to elect Trump. You need to elect more Javier Milei. You need to elect more. Who's that fucker in El Salvador?
I
The
forget
guy
the
who's
name. You know who you're talking about.
yeah, the guy who's locking up all the criminals. Yeah. Uh, Mine too, 6 year old with no hope of retiring. That's horseshit,
Yeah,
man. That's so fucking bullshit. But I'm sorry to hear that. Right, but they have to work to help their parents because their parents are still alive. Wow, that's fucked up.
good for them. You know,
That's good though. Yeah, I'm in my 50s. My dad's still alive, but he's in his 80s. So he's probably not going to be alive much longer. I'm going to think probably maybe 5, 6 more years. He's in good health, but mortality is gets everybody. So
and you know what, Cengiz? You throw in too, man. You help. Jesus.
yeah, why not? Family's family. Blood is thicker than water. Besides,
Oh,
you know
good man.
what?
Okay, there you go. Right.
That's good. Yeah, and as Jordan Peterson has wanted to say, pick up a load and carry it, and you're stronger than you imagine yourself to be. You're much stronger than you think you are. But you
I
need,
told you the same.
in order to find out how strong you are, you need to pick up a load and carry it.
I told you the same thing about the gym, and it worked.
It's true. It's true. I went to the gym today. I took my magic potion, and yeah, I was able to lift, baby. I was able to lift quite well. So I'm happy about that. Folks, we got one more topic. And that topic is no one tells jokes anymore. Mr. Twin, do you have a joke tonight?
I had one, and now I can't fucking remember. I was like, oh, I should save this for no one tells jokes anymore.
I've got one that I saw today, and credit goes to Pox Toxic. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Ah,
Who?
ah, ooh, werewolves in London.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
So
but I
I don't
fucking
know.
laughed.
Did I tell you about the pirate
Pirate. I'm not sure
with
you did.
an eye patch, a hook for a hand, and a peg leg? No.
No.
Okay, so pirate walks into a tavern, and he's well known to the tavern keeper, to the barman, even though the barman hasn't seen him in quite some time, maybe a year or two.
Hmm.
Uh, and the pirate has an eye patch, a hook for a hand, and a peg leg.
Hmm.
Barkeep says, "Holy shit, man! It's been a long time, but what the fuck happened to you?" And pirate says, "What do you mean? What happened to me? I'm fine." He says, "No, you're not fine. You got a peg leg. Last I seen you, you didn't have a peg leg. What the fuck happened?" He said, "Oh, we're pirating. We got into a bit of a naval battle, and I was trying to load up a cannon when the cannon shot came right through the hull, took me off at the knee. But I'm fine now. Really, I'm fine." He says, "You're not fine. You got a hook for a hand. Last I saw you, didn't have a hook for a hand. How the fuck did that happen?" He says, "Oh, we were boarding a vessel and they resisted a little bit and swords clashed and, took the hand off. And but I'm fine now. Really, I'm fine." He says, "You're not fine. You're missing an eye, your eye patch. What the fuck? Like, how are you, like, what are you talking about fine? Your eye patch, how did that happen?" "Oh, well, I was just watching some birds fly over the deck of the ship one day and one of them shot right in my eye." Barkeep's a little confused. "Wait, really? You can lose an eye from a bird shitting it?" He says, "No, no, it was my first week with the hook."
That's good. That's good. And it's a very clean joke. I appreciate that because I've been swearing my head off all day. So, yeah, no, no, I love it. I love it. Okay, so we got a couple more comments before we log off for the night. We got that. Not anymore. The phrase is now is closer to kin, the deeper in. I don't know what that's referring to.
Yeah, I missed it.
After aliens crashed their ship here in America, we helped him fix it. And so they left and never came back. They did the survey, Galactic Review. Earth only has one star. Nice. Well, folks, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I appreciate you all interacting with us here on the Ammunation. Be sure to tune in next Saturday. I'm assuming next Saturday is still a go with you, Mr.
Oh,
Twin.
yeah. Yes,
Next
sir.
Saturday, where we will be on Mr. Twin's channel for Casual AF number. I don't know what number it is. Some 20, 30 something,
20 odd.
20 odd. Farewell and God bless, says Mr. Master Mechanics. Let's go Trump. Yeah, and if you're not subscribed again, subscribe and follow me on
God
YouTube. Follow
Emperor
me on
Trump
Twitter.
will return.
God Emperor and Trump. Well, that's why you saw the slate, right?
Yeah.
The Return of the King. You know why I picked that? Because it's
Why?
Ammunition 47, and he's going to be the 47th president.
Ooh, very
There you
nice.
go. Good night, Efsler, says Pox Talking. Um, do I have a song lyric? How about this? Don't waste your time on me. I'm already the voice inside your head. I wish you were here.
I'm going to use the same one from the other night. Bloody hell, I'm rapping bloody well. Elliot Page is not a male.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. Hail Sigmar.